Halfway up South End Hill, and we're looking down on the end of runway 26, what's left of it, and the runway line would follow just this side of the trees and the fence line, and
right up to the distance there,
right
isn't it?
into the distance, with Long Marston in the very far end. You can almost see all the line of runway 26 here on the Cheddington Airfield. And in the foreground we have what would have been the dispersals at the time, which is the CIA took over, which is an area of sort of another question really.
Exactly.
And then coming round to your right gradually across the extent of the airfield.
I've got the detonator shed. There we are.
And the detonator shed, the bomb store had been behind it. And then coming round even further to the south end industrial. No, it's not, is it? It's the north end industrial.
And you can just make out that the end of the runway that's still there.
We are on South End Hill, looking towards the airfield, and we're looking towards the entrance to the Airfield Industries North industrial site, with which would have been the bomb store on the far side, and then the detonator house, where the detonators were kept with bombs. And then we're coming gradually round onto across the airfield, bringing in what is now the industrial site on the northern end of the airfield, taking into the line of the old runway, runway 26.
Station 113?
Station 1, yeah, and coming across to the headquarters, what's the headquarters of Station 113 on the far side there, which is now known as Airfield Industries South. Cheddington Airfield, which would have been called runway 26. This is where the B24 Liberator would have taken off from on February the 19th, 1945. It was a cold, misty morning, thick fog. 24 Liberator, beast of Bourbon, would have been waiting here to take off on February the 19th, 1945. At 9 o'clock, 9:15 in the morning. He would have warmed his engines up and been ready to roll. It was thick fog, about 30 yards visibility. He pulled onto the end of the runway. He asked the controller to turn on the runway lights to give him a little bit of guidance. Would have rolled off down here full power, 130 miles an hour, taken off straight up into the fog and went on instruments. As he passed the end of the runway, had instrument failure, and came down half a mile from the end of the runway with a fatality of 3 of the crew.
Over there?
Yeah, straight down.
Interesting how you can see where the original tarmac is there.
Yeah.
And that's the concrete that was laid on.
That fence would bring us just about the edge of what we think's the edge of the runway.
February 19th. So we were only
I know. It's amazing. Still, a lot of it's still standing.
Now he found it. How are you?
Very well, yourself.
Right, yeah.
What their interpretation was,
What about the aircraft consumed an awful lot of fuel? So where was the fuel kept?
where was what?
The gas.
The next gateway.
I don't know. I just flew the plane. I don't know where they got the gas.
You know the next gateway, if you look in there, there's a brick building, and that was where the pumps were. Chicken sheds or pig sheds or something. That was the bomb dump.
Yeah, that was the bomb dump.
Oh, I don't know.
And I want to show you something. I'm turning mine on.
I don't know what the base was.
Like, not at the beach. But we, and I can't remember the sequence. I know we lost a plane, but I think it was before I Walk Alone. Then I think that I Walk Alone was a new one that we got, and I think that was still flying. But Austin used to change planes, you know.
Yeah.
And so I do have photos of I Walk Alone.
Yes.
And
went into the hospital yesterday, so he's in the hospital down in High Wycombe now.
Oh, that's a shame. Yeah.
He was right here.
He was there, was he? Oh, that was your tail, that was your gun. Yeah.
right.
You were along here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yes, yeah.
I know I had a
This is my Navigator, co-pilot.
Many memories of flying from Cheddington.
I beg pardon?
A lot of memories of flying
Oh,
from
yeah,
Cheddington.
yeah,
What,
yeah.
the fog?
Yeah.
You had some really bad weather, didn't you?
And, right.
Yeah.
So, wow, yeah, they, in this the crash here in Long Marston, you know, basically what happened, the fire was, one morning I remember that, planes were parked, you know, wingtip to wingtip. And I remember standing at our wingtip, being just able to make the wingtip and that plane down the line. So that visibility there was around 300 feet, something like that. And this one time I was going around a permanent attack, going down for a takeoff. You know, and it was even foggy then. It was just like driving in a foggy road. And all of a sudden, this gasoline truck came down in the opposite direction. You saw those four blades bearing down on him. Boom, and he got out the track. Didn't fly that well. Nobody else. One other plane went out that day.
Shouldn't have gone up, it was too thick.
It was always being pushed, you know.
You lost another plane taking off on the opposite runway, didn't you, as well? Not too far away from here. Are you visiting that site this morning? Are you going to that site?
Yes, they're going to do it later on, yeah.
Oh, I see, right, yeah. Quite moving, really, coming over here after these years. Yeah. Oh, it's very nice to see you and everything you've done for the country in the past. We all very much appreciate that.
We appreciate all
yeah.
this kind of gathering. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? The folks coming out.
The interest that you all are showing here is quite unusual. And appreciate it.
When you were around here, do you remember a little town in the village of Tree? Do you remember Tree?
I didn't get in very much. I mean, some of the guys got in more, others less. So on.
I expect you were so more concerned with flying the aircraft and where you were going and the equipment.
Some guys were more adventurous. That's all.
Oh, right, yeah.
Different personalities.
Yeah. You're looking well.
Hang in there.
Yeah.
Ran off. Greatly embarrassing.
I don't know if you remember, there used to be some chimneys, there used to be cement works over that direction, which is no longer there. But I guess that must be a real hazard as well. Did you remember any of that at all, like flying in? Or?
Well, the one thing I really remember is that there was on occasion, I don't know whether it was New Year's or not, but anyway, we had been expecting that we would not be flying the next day. So, my co-pilot Navigator and I went down to the bar and looked it up a little bit, and I got back to the barracks maybe 1 o'clock or something like that, and Navigator came in after that around 2 or so, and lo and behold, they came and woke us up for to go down for briefing, maybe 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, something like that. And we perched our Navigator up on the bike, you know, and they go a little way, go into, that's where they look, the hedgerows are still around. So he went into the hedgerow, he fished him out of there, you know, perched him up on his bike, put on a little more, bang, crash.
Do you want him in today?
Okay. Got to start that little picture.
We can put up, yeah.
He was a pious sort of type. Oh, absolutely. Good morning, Chaz.
Where? Let's go over there. Stephen.
Things could be a little bit better, mate, couldn't they? Ready? 3, 2, 1.
That's me. Yeah.
Take a photograph. It's what they've helped do for us to have these, great lives that we all live today. So, I think it's a marvellous job. We've got one little hiccup, unfortunately. Gordon Corkins, Art's tail gunner, is in hospital with pneumonia. So that's a major step back. He missed out on the trip. After the ceremony, he wasn't feeling very well, so he was taken home by his daughter Dina. 7 o'clock yesterday morning, they had to take him into Stoke Mountain because he's just not very well. So he's now in High Wycombe, so we all went over there last night. Comforted Dina because she had left all the my contact details in the hotel, unfortunately, so she was just been on her own all day, you know, in a strange country on her own, which was so unfortunate. But Gordon's okay. He's on a drip, he's on oxygen and a nebulizer to get things working, so that's a blessing, you know, for us really. Dina, she's obviously quite distraught because they just lost their Gordon's just lost his wife as well, and they just scattered their ashes, which is a bit unfortunate. We transferred Dina from the Garden Court in Aylesbury to a Best Western hotel opposite the hospital in High Wycombe, so she's can be going backwards and forwards looking after her dad. Obviously the flights home tomorrow will have to be cancelled, so we've got to sort out with Virgin Atlantic and try and deal with that one. But
You go in there, shut the door, and you never finish at the door. Unfortunately, it's closed.
Remember going to the PX? I don't remember our PX.
Well, that's what you call it. We call it naffy.
I know.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
I know.
I don't remember.
What do you think this building was?
No, that's the parachute drawing. That's why it's high roof.
No, I don't remember. We had any good meals then.
I know.
That part of it. I didn't like that. I did. Did you? Well, you would. I mean, he was usually to the pub so much. Oh, God.